This is our episode on absentee investor. This is a phenomenon where South Sudanese in diaspora, it's not unique to South Sudanese, but South Sudanese mostly in this context, send their money to South Sudan or to Kenya or to neighboring countries to South Sudan and allow the family members to manage their projects, their money and their investments to see if they can get something out of it. But some years after these projects are initiated, something goes wrong and there's no way to account for all the losses that have happened. So we want to open up to people and see what are the anecdotes that you guys have heard about people investing and things have worked out or things didn't work out. So I'll begin. Kwadeng Biong. Iran, Tagir, in Janin, ship Kero, I take a you. In Janin, I jalo jagato. And then when you go now with your shanta, you back doing your investment, you can react. So what have you heard about this absentee investment phenomenon?
It's a real deal, and I would first need to state it that it's actually not just only South Sudan. It's like this is just across the continent of Africa for the majority of the diaspora living in the Western world who try to initiate some project and have issues on the way, just like you said. So coming back to South Sudan, yes, at the project Chikai Kega Gol Japan.
Yeah.
I had initiated some of the project too, but I will talk on a general term.
Yeah.
What is actually happening across the investment? The investment in absentees is, first of all, you are here and then you send, like you initiate the project back home, I think, and then you send the money. You then trusted some either relative or maybe your friends or some people you can actually pay, have them actually finish up the project, and later on you get disappointment, and that's exactly the investment in absentees. There are I'll tell you one small story.
Yeah.
So era ni jiben ke gata pan I chila patwode.
Yeah.
And I would probably say it's because maybe a chairman, but at some point something I think you know about the story. I think something there. So go chin go kiat go mochin go chin baby kuchi will. Rana bemen jorana luri chin ni agola mo go kran na bumi ago chin wel. So it yeah, they now actually yeah rana men je mo but I think ne ko lura do.
Yeah.
So many of us who have project to go by, but actually we don't want to say much about it. Okay? And then the rest follow up. Okay? So why are they failing?
Yeah.
They are failing because things have changed back home. Like there, I think, and when you are not there, just trust around, let's say one move or one your uncle or something like that, I just trust. And then they end up not being, some of them being dishonest with you. They can't really tell you exactly like how the project is going. So they might and I will tell you about a story of this young Kenyan lady who work here in the West, send money back home to her sibling. Bijalo kumbe picture the color to na picture the hot actually. Picture the one that low it hand.
Oh my God.
On the progress.
Wow.
She was so like all her saving when I got to watch. Yeah. Surprise visit. chan ko pa ka ja pak ben jeng job de quit ya bar ben je ma de ben je jala ba
je ka waja je ka lat an yo ka wek
pan du na cha be wich ana bi jala mi ja du ba pan everything when ja nyang we bi jala na le on chila yo e ben on na no wan pan mon jang yi on no na ta chen part on pan mon jang is part modern is in between chibana disappoint yeah because kai ke nun ka diet ka na che mon chen ko ka to ja chi ka cham ba ki ka legen in fact the moral story is that majority don't actually have interest, your interest in their heart in making sure that project because I can man ku ba ja yin ngu lo kan jo ben ara ka di ko kan man ku ba lo lo an kan chi lagi no ta yu but ka lo everything da ben chi por ba jo chi yellow lo ka di ba man ku so in the crisis of that is happening in our community right away. It's happening everywhere, almost entirely in the continent. I'll give it to
you. A good elaboration. Yeah, 2010. You know, around you. Chai ngồi mà chai ngồi mà cái làm cái này giá chai của mình nó ngồi mà này cái đó ngồi mà làm trước là cũng về cái giá cái lực của nhiều cái tổ của bên với chuồn với quạt phình cái mà luôn như vậy đó. So why you guys not telling us all this time? The reason why you guys are just sipping it is because it's hot. So why is everybody keeping jumping on absentee investment? And it's happening almost on a daily basis. So look here, I know anecdotes of somebody absentee investment and then the thing went south. Can you share it with us, or what is happening? Why are we not informing others that this thing is
yeah, I tell we explain in the situation. Yes, quite I take a scam Koikin, and I think an engage all because Gubria that embarrassment from being scammed. So the people are not breaking the silence because of how they will be viewed. Now, chicken people will man guys, always scam and don't trust your family members. Look at we kuna chan mi ko lo chan ke a che ko point. Then ka go bria ko che pan ne chu yo go bria dan. So that is reflecting badly on the family and che ko about it. But just to speak on trust, when we assume that Koike have our best interest in mind when we send the money, no, it's not really. They trust your pocket, they trust your bank account. So you communicate, and this communication seems legitimate because I get to the receiving end of the money at the end of the day, right? Another way mistaken for friendship. Which is not a cheat or the lawyer. And simply being family members doesn't equal to friendship. Well, the bakaya which you can do together, but ran can think that they would want to help if they're in a position. At the same time, maybe a chin concept or idea of managing money. Okay, and I will put it back. How are you going to put it back and you don't have a job? So eventually the situation get worse, but into way of rectifying it because why ben around, right? Stories I check a ping, businesses I check can make a live back home and put somebody in charge to manage, making a building, giving somebody, trusting them with that responsibility, which first they probably don't know how to, manage building a property, or manage running a business. So abadin kolokadal, but chikibe ben honest with you. Okay, ana kana chat wait. So how do I handle it? Right? I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. We you could trust run who doesn't even know how to manage money properly, or they know it, but they think you have so much of it that it wouldn't matter if they take it. Right? Or Iran will go to jump it, and then we got out jump long, and then we'll come by the we'll jump investment or we'll jump and then get a mark. So in your eye and scanning it, Iran can't would take one. the concept of absentee investment, a thong ke lon chin wang du quay đó là để.
Yeah.
Wang du a che diet. Wang du na trong cái wang du page.
The way when you try with it,
Wang du na buồn đâu.
Exactly. So, and actually, I think there are two main issues, and then there's another one causing the crisis of the losses that people are incurring back home. One of the things is in business. I think there's no relationship in terms of a friend or a family member. In business, I think business is purely business. It's purely transaction. That means you do that and I will pay you. Or you do it because you have the knowledge and the skill. Now, the problem we have with our investment back home is that, first of all, the environment matters in terms of how people are informed about the business. You find someone who has never even run any business before, who has never done anything before. Well, you are a relative anyway. And then you trust that person with a project that should have been run by a person that has the skill in that project. Okay, that's one thing. And then number two, the environment. When that supportive in terms of knowledge, in terms of the way things are done. Business run. One of the misconceptions that I think also fear that nala year and that kind of be quite man in project in a year. Another fear can Louis conform into giving the project to someone closer to you. I think, of course, a year been closer to you and it is honest. But you been closer to you in skill. If they're identifying that person lies with you, who is actually delivering, who is actually giving the money, the initiator of the project. If you want to build a house back home, okay, a 3-bedroom house in Juba, let's just take an example. First of all, you need to find a manager. Someone who will manage the project. It doesn't matter, right? Whether you're paid or whether you're voluntary from your family member. That manager should have the skill to manage, I think, the resources. Number two, also honesty. That person need to be honest. One, in our life back home, we were very proud because South Sudanese, we are the most honest people. Well,
they used to say as honest as South Sudanese.
Okay, you will
not anymore, I think.
You agree with me that has changed drastically, and that means it's very challenging in Alfred. It's very challenging, and the viewers, that why am I giving my money to my brothers or my let's say relative to do it? Why can't I go myself? Why? That's the question too.
It's a big question.
It lies too on whether you should actually stop working, because remember, you may not have enough money that will sustain your own family while you are actually building that project. So you should remain here. Now, this is the backdrop of why this is happening. Why are we even doing that in the first place? It's the fact that you are working. You are supposed to get some capital. You are supposed to bring in money while you are actually sustaining yourself, rather than being job to being with your coke by it's too expensive for you to do that. So then that's why you are forced to talk to the family member or something like that. Also, why are we not hiring the professional? It's because one of the things too is that the capital may not be enough to sustain the building and paying the professional when around and deliver. That's why majority of us rely on our relative or friends who can actually voluntarily, remember this is voluntary work, actually do it for us. But normally it doesn't go like that, because things have changed. And you will find that by the end of the day, the project appear deliver will value.
It's a good point, King, that we are asking them to volunteer on our behalf. Is that where the mistake is?
It is.
Should we be asking them, should we be asking them to do SWOT analysis? Tell us exactly what are the strengths, your weakness, and your opportunities and threats before I can make you my manager.
I think the initial SWOT analysis is upon the project owner. Like Iran, you listen about project you sit down and do your research. I went to business school, and it's not as easy as we think. You need to gather a lot of information. Now Korba family member doing Korba business we manage. You need to figure out why is that the case. Is it because in Chile professional but pay? Is it because they've done the same work in the past? History or I don't know portfolio. Yung chico lawyer na de koi ka alle big project the lawyer handle. So responsibility doesn't fully fall on Ranchu or Miss Quander. Especially in Ranchu in a system where a creature been your source, you sign a contract with somebody to manage project, right? And a lot tapping an investor, you need to do that preliminary research and say, okay, I'm got a you will get the you call wood law in this area. You South Sudan, you Juba, you call wood law in Juba. The companies thought then Ning ran panda chuan de chaloy that has experience with BM Kwanulon wood. And then consider them. You quite very honest. When given money, do they deliver? Them get in a small project. If they actually deliver, then you can build on that trust and then give them a bigger project that people will handle in the future. And I don't think it's fair to ask them to volunteer because if they already actually call Louis, but I mean families, they have to provide for their own families, right? They have their basic needs to meet. So initial discussion should involve you how much blood pocket kadang jam date will actually jam toke no ke pin ko welka kala jam do it kala project and this is how we should go forward. And then establish milestone before you're in too deep. You think project how do you establish check-in?
Project assessment.
Get a third party to do project assessment. According to your standard or not. Money and business matters. You should not be taking a word for anything ever. You need hard evidence, concrete examples. What shows that this person can handle the project? You said project milestone. What is the first milestone that shows the project is on track? I appear to project management. It costs a lot of money.
That's a good point. Like the onus on the owner or the project the onus is on them to make sure they have done SWOT analysis, right? To make sure whatever they're investing in. What about the situation where a family member come and say, business do not motor. Không ra cái motor nó vừa bay cái vừa bay wala jauh lihat kore cái vừa bay. So what would you do with that information? Cái còn là you lihat it vừa bay chứ vừa bay and then you jump in.
Investigate ideas. Chicken well kanino vừa bay okay, is that so? And then in that area like you teach okay, I heard this happens like this. Is that true? Tell me more. Explore instead of jumping with the idea, okay, this sounds really great. Try to dig a little deeper, and I'm sure you'll find out if this person has all the information that they're sharing about this exciting opportunity. And it's not just South Sudan is happening in scammers at all. The latest is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. That's true. So making sure that you are looking around, making sure you are not getting a scam, doing due diligence, practicing, self-control. Don't just jump in with adrenaline. I'm going to tomorrow, and then you come out with a bleeding nose.
Or been mismanagement. Even without a scam, mismanagement. And just like if you when Louis project initiate, In a kai plan out but cost, but the initial cost, a kai calculate properly. It can because the initial preparation. Bag can think ban market can investigate.
Yeah.
In Kubangi exactly roughly what is the cost of each. Let's say if we would be a bill, I think what is the cost of the brick, one brick. We at least the range of the cost of the brick, right?
Yeah.
The range from what to what, depending on the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And then you should know every step of the project.
Yeah.
Roughly how much it may cost.
Yeah.
But if you rely wholesomely on the or something like that, on that person idea, you will realize that it may actually be just an opinion and not actually based on the business idea.
Yeah,
it's just that you think, man, go think it they will.
Yeah, like one person who made so much money will get in the norm rather than the exception.
Yes, it may actually be different from the rest. And one of the things about Kichayok back home is that there's so much opinion in terms of actually, even in business, there's so much opinion. Now, a lot of even if you do your own market analysis, karan padalwel kache kadangi nam de chiting hiranda lo en kan lui ba ko ka chi lui ban. But actually, rana key investigation a kilo that what is the market gap.
Okay.
And so actually the problem lies with the people first. Mistake lies with whoever is you around you can initiate. You keep sending money. Actually tomorrow can you send. Actually tomorrow, okay, 1,000 a week you send.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Is that how it is going to look like? And what stage is this?
Yeah.
And what stage is requiring what? And why is it the stage you have done your duty?
Yeah.
Which I yoke that roughly the let's say the brick $1,000 to $1,200 that way. Yeah. And then later on we'll gal, but then two all the
4,000
1,500. So do you have a question right there?
Okay. There's another corollary to this, Alakir, where non-family member is actually bother. Yeah, you really bother until you say the best way to get rid of this person, make him independent or hurry. Let me give you a business system. And then they have their own business idea, but you have your own idea that you think will actually be more beneficial long term for this person. And then they go and invest in what they think. And then within 2 weeks, they've given up. And then it's back to default setting. So what should we do?
A case by case basis, and it's actually a good solution to come up with business there, so you can focus on your own project here then. But I ran to always squander at the beginning. You need to establish that from today onwards, you're responsible for whatever circumstances need financial support now. In business, we fail. It is all on you. Do not come back to me asking for more money. They need to know resources are finite. Allocate a salary of this much. That's exactly how much you get per month.
Okay.
Longer business, you don't even have any more budget. And it's good to be honest and upfront. And that is all I have to say.
Yeah.
So go figure it out. I'm sure they're human and they're creative. They'll figure something out.
And then they go and recruit the haters.
It's okay to be hated for the truth.
And then direct, right? Because you are not there, right? So the narrative is going to be one narrative, one side story. I can in business, and then we are forced to do a business that I didn't want. And I told him or her that come over by salad. And now I can't 1,000 bread. I keep is not working.
A problem. The entitlement is what needs to be addressed. What make someone feel so entitled to whatever money you make that actually effort happening? Alfred at the beginning that we not one not 2 but 3 jobs, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know this fact or they ignore it. And if you bring it up in a conversation, and this is earned money that you should be grateful and do something with it, right?
Yeah.
But the entitlement of family is something we need to address. That so we don't need to do anything else. We just have to bring them problems all the time for them to solve. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Your Highness, I wanted to chime in here. The entitled lot that we have had for the last decade, the one that say there's no, they don't take no for an answer. They will call tomorrow, they'll call the following day, just to pester you until you give in. So what is the strategy?
Yeah, as long as why yours is mine. That's exactly the point. It all come from our way of life. We live in a community that is social. It's a socialist community, and you know what that means. It means everything we produce, we eat together.
Yeah.
So even as we all are part of that generation, because we were born there, majority of us were born there.
Yeah.
We grew up in that social life, whereby until a man could always stop. I think you tell. Now, key man could put well, Karabu and Chakapur, Kagamake.
Yeah.
I can walk a Mika Vigato. I think Katake.
Yeah.
That's how we live. We live in that social life. Now, coming to the modern life, to the modern lifestyle, whereby money is the basis of our day-to-day living.
Yeah.
So it happened that the money is not as, like the demand, the thing that the money is required for are actually huge for one person to complete.
Yeah.
So now come from that mindset when in a communal life whereby good work there.
Yeah.
Right? Now I should get back into the modern life in the city whereby Alfred I think we are mom reason I'm mom queen in a Louis.
Yeah.
But I may not be the only cousin you have.
Yeah.
You have 100 cousins. I think maybe
probably 80 more.
Yeah, are actually based on the same analysis on the same backdrop that as long as you are working, you should manage kilo palwe. And not only that, even a lender that is where the entitlement come in our own definition. The entitlement is when someone feel like they should have this. It's yes, you should have done that for them, right?
Yeah. Yep,
exactly. That entitlement, there are a lot of that mindset of entitlement. There are a lot of shortcomings. One is that in capitalist society, things develop a lot because you are accountable for your own. For your own action.
Yep.
If you don't produce something, you don't have any right to consume something. It is as simple as clear. Like if you don't produce, you don't have a right to consume.
So basically, sorry to cut you. So basically, you're saying the medium money was made in a capitalist context where you are responsible for your own money, but now we're using that to solve a socialist problem.
Yes. And that's exactly where the capitalists actually try to isolate itself from the socialists, because now you have to go to work 8 hours, and you will come home and you have to pay rent, you have to pay everything. There's not enough to don't bring the family members go.
Anyway, time is running out. I just wanted to give to conclude as well. So what is the way forward? Do we stop investing in absentia, or what is it the way forward for us here?
I will say risk assessment, and although you cannot avoid all risk, you need to know as much as possible of what could go wrong and how you can mitigate that. You run away can work. It's possible. So now invest. Consider that yes, don't really know people true color until and this is proven to be happening over and over again. What else? Chitwick with the using the capitalist resources to solve social problems. Now
Yeah.
you wing a chirak and a little tau kubay run benefit, right?
Yeah.
But money is not like that. Salary benton ku all the bills actually right in char kachin kichidong. So
Yeah.
let's have honest conversation. Kana quite a buy. We nina deke na chawu loy ke kiratan achi coach everywhere ke jora retic. And
Yeah.
kuna lirani nanchin will believe
Yeah.
them. Anti you can $3 in my account.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking, chala tero abay ke yene and bela credit. Telephone bill the account trapping.
Wow.
I don't know what to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
Dollar store ramen is more than $3
And they probably
now.
think it's an excuse you are doing. They don't know it could be a reality.
They don't believe it. It's absurd to them that you don't have those resources to solve issues, Ken.
Yeah. Okay, Your Highness. What is the way forward? Are we in a quagmire? Where we cannot.
Actually, yeah, the way forward is to recognize, like we said, that we are in a capitalist society, and our people are not in that lifestyle. And we have to be very honest with each other. I think it's okay to be. It's okay for many of our people not to understand exactly what we are saying because I cheat out.
Yeah.
Only few people can be conceptualize in a kulwel when I kulwel can because here again it's a punya.
Yeah.
Because junya then I can here automatically you will have money.
Yeah.
Actually, the opposite of it.
Yeah.
Well, there are opportunities, right? But if you don't get up and go and work, then you cannot have money. Just like it should happen back home, right? You should go and cultivate your land.
Yeah,
or
you get money.
In order to get that same money.
Yeah.
It's the same concept, right? There's nothing free here. So so the way out is to be upfront, like Ira said. We need to tell each other the truth. That, well, you don't have to tell someone how much you earn because it's not your right to have that information. But you should let them know that this is the truth. If they trust you, they will understand. If they don't, then it's not your problem, right? You already said, I don't have this capacity to help you in this. Okay? Why can't we give people big business kind of lot? Yes, it's one of the solution.
Yeah.
But how many people can you give money to do their own businesses? Number two, accountability matters. If the channel will nom this $500 being your business or whatever dumbala lawyer don't come back because that's it. I just went negative $500 to you.
Yeah.
So if you don't multiply that into something that can help you, then how is that my problem when you come back next month and says, oh, suppose back when in this? Well, when in what? I just gave you something. Well, Jesus said, well, majority, it says, teach a man, well, it should be teach human. Well, teach a man how to fish and not give fish to a man because they may not know how to fish, right? The way forward is be honest with each other. We have to be upfront with all the information, relative information. Number three, we have to be accountable.
Exactly.
People have to be accountable for their action. It's not your problem. You are not. You should not be guilty for somebody mismanagement. But there are in our society. Blame
Yeah, that's time is not on our side, but I really appreciate for all your contributions. If there's anything to take away from this is that, as Lucky say, the onus to do a SWOT analysis, risk assessment, it's on you, the person who has the money and who are the one sending the money, right? You have to make sure that all the risks are identified and how to reduce or even avoid them completely. And then being honest, like as Paul said, like being having honest conversation and being firm with what you say, right? If somebody says it's 500 today and then tomorrow is 700 and then the next day it's 1,000 for the same item, then it's a red flag. So we warn everybody. So as an absentee investor, you have a choice. Keep sending blindly or do due diligence. Bye-bye.
See ya.